Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. So visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
His skin is white just like a ghost, thick Irish roots and his blonde hair. And he sounds like a Chicago superfan, a music nerd with a collection of CDs from here to there. Yes, Andy Dare is in Chicago, interviewing and barbecuing. It's the Andy Dare Show. It's the Andy Dare Show.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out the Andy Dare Show. This is episode 117, and my special guest is Doug Gillard. He's a guitarist extraordinaire, rocking out with bands like Guided by Voices, Cobra Verde, Not a Surf, Death of Samantha, Gem, whole bunch of cool bands. But yeah, this year he is striking out on his own with a brand new solo album called Parade On. And let me just tell you, it's fantastic. It's a guitar record, so many different influences in his bouillabaisse, but totally catchy songs. And yeah, we will play one for you later. He's a totally nice guy for taking out the time, and it was just really random to have another member of Guided by Voices. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to the last episode, 116, where I interviewed Tobin Sprout of Guided by Voices, where Toby has been with the guys since the beginning, for over 30 years. Doug kind of just stepped in for one album, or actually he was there for Mag Earwig, and then he stuck around for a few more till they did their final shows in 2004 to 2005. But Doug's got his awesome own original style. There's Johnny Marr in there, there's Mark Bolan in there, there's Todd Rundgren, whole bunch of cool styles all mixed in, and catchy songwriting on top of it. So I want to thank Doug, and I want to thank everybody who's been nice enough to check out the show the last couple episodes. We've had some killer guests. Want to thank Joan LeMay from Riot Act Media, who's been helping me book some guests. And I hope we can keep this train a-going. I definitely enjoyed myself and all the guests that she's provided us. So thanks to Joan. And we got a whole bunch of cool stuff. Had a couple minor audio difficulties this week as well. And I actually switched to just using a handheld recorder after a while. So that way it wouldn't be coming in and out. And I hope it doesn't make a big difference for you guys. I hope the cool content comes out. And this is my little punk rock podcast here. So, it's not all about doing this in a nice fancy studio. It's about doing this from home, doing this from the heart, and doing it with people that I've looked up to for years. And Doug's one of them. And this is a cool episode. What else we got going on? I've been writing articles and creating content for EmptyLighthouse.com. You can check out a feature article towards the weekend every week, and then a album review during the middle of the week. This week my album review is for a hip-hop group, Atmosphere, and their brand new record called Southsiders. And to make a long story short, not feeling the album, and so it's kind of put me at this weird place, like, can I do a bad album review? Can I give a negative review to somebody? I've always looked up to Atmosphere, I have always appreciated their work, just didn't feel like this album was up to par, and, that's kind of the power of the press, you gotta just say what you feel, and, check out the full review at EmptyLighthouse.com. I want to thank those guys for featuring my articles for the last 6 weeks, maybe 2 months now. And I want to thank them for also including Tyler Kale and having him do articles and features for Empty Lighthouse as well. He is a co-podcaster for my little network, Dare Network. Follow us on Twitter at Dare Network, DERER. And you get my episode every Saturday. You get Jay Pork's Experience, which is straight out of Staten Island, New York City. He does concert reviews, concert confessions, whole bunch of funny stuff. He's a good guy from the East Coast. That's every Monday. And every Thursday, we got Tyler Cale with the Tyler Cale Show. He's from Hollywood, so he's from the left coast. He's got his own thing going on. He's obsessed with models, doppelgangers, all that cool stuff. And, yeah, he's a good guy as well. Want to thank Empty Lighthouse for including the both of us. And, yeah, Dare Network going strong for 6 months now. We're looking for new talent, new podcast hosts, so hopefully we'll be expanding within the next month or two, definitely this summer. So stay tuned. It all comes out on one feed, and that's at theandydareshow.com. And just search on iTunes Andy Dare, and the whole Dare Network will pop up. It's totally free to download. Subscribe, write a review on iTunes. We appreciate all the reviews. And if you want to support this little thing we got going on, all you got to do is go to theandydareshow.com. You look at the right-hand side of the page. There's an Amazon banner. You click it. It takes you right to Amazon. You spend 0 extra cents, 0 extra dollars, but you tip your cap to the Andy Dare Show and all the cool content here at Dare Network. So we've had a lot of cool stuff purchased, and it means a lot to me. You know, I've been doing this for 3.5 years now, so thanks for all the support. If you'd like to take it one step further, go to my Patreon page. That's patreon.com/Andy Dare. Become a member, an official member of the Andy Dare Show for $1 a month. And become an elite member for $5 a month. And also you can become a sponsor for $20 a month, and there's a whole different, pay scale. Goes all the way up to, if you want to give me $5 million, then I just quit everything and I move to the Bahamas. But no, just kidding. But anyways, just want to thank for all the support. Everybody's been very cool supporting my little creative endeavor over 3 years now. So do check it out. And I just want to thank Doug Gillard. Do check out his new album, Parade On. For more info, DougGillard.com. He'll be supporting his old friends in Guided by Voices, opening up for them. Some shows on the East Coast. I think, I believe the tour keeps going after that. Do check him out. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with on stage, and such a talented guitarist and a nice guy overall. So here is my episode 117, No Perspective, with special guest Doug Gillard. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out the Andy Dare Show. This is episode 117. I'm joined by a rocker, Doug Gillard. How you doing, man?
Good, Andy. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, you are celebrating the new album, Parade On. It's out now, and yeah, I've been able to take a listen. I love what I've been hearing so far. I hear Johnny Marr. I hear like a whole bunch of cool influences in your rock and roll stew. How is it doing a solo album after being in bands for so long? I mean, I know you've had one before or a couple before, but it's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been about what's 09 to now, 5 years. I had one out in 09, and then I had one before that too, in about 2004, and then an EP before that, and stuff really all along, all my life, solo, before I was even in bands. But it's just kind of getting, hopping back into doing a solo record and hopping back out of it. It's not, it's just kind of
a different hat.
Something, yeah, it's a different hat, and something that actually means the most to me to do, because I've always been a writer, songwriter.
Sure. How about this? I didn't get to check like the liner notes. Are you back? Who are you backed by, or is this kind of a thing like a Todd Rundgren thing where you play a lot of the instruments yourself?
Oh, well, up until now, all the records have been where I play everything, Rundgren style, who is an influence, by the way. But this time I got smart and had guys drum for me. I didn't play drums this time.
Nice. But you did everything else?
I played everything but drums on this, and George Duran in Austin, Texas played drums on half of the songs, and Travis Harrison in New York played drums on the other half.
Nice. Well, that's really cool. Like, so yeah, these one-man bands must have been kind of an influence, as you said. Todd Rundgren, like Something Anything, where he plays almost everything for the first 3 sides of the album, like Stevie Wonder playing everything. Is that something that you were doing it like before the bands too? Were you a multi-instrumentalist, or is this something you picked up being in bands for 20, 30 years?
No, I've always kind of done it that way. I remember in what is it, 5th grade, 6th grade? Can't remember which grade. I had Rock and Roll Over by Kiss, and Calling Dr. Love was pretty big.
Nice.
So we had a reading class talent show, and I had a reel-to-reel tape recorder and some other kind of tape recorder, and I bounced tracks. I did a little drum tracks. I had a couple drums and maybe a rhythm guitar track, and so I played that in class and played lead guitar as a melody to it.
That is amazing.
I didn't sing. I didn't win the reading class talent.
How did that not win? Jeez. That's awesome.
I don't know. They liked someone's comedy act better.
That's really cool, though. That shows that you had chutzpah since way back. But yeah. So taking it back for my listeners, you grew up in Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Ohio, Northeast Ohio.
Nice. And are you still there?
We kind of grew up in a really rural area near Sandusky, Milan, Ohio, where Edison was born.
Cool.
That area, Huron, Ohio.
And how far away is that from
farmlands there? And then more, like a more suburban Cleveland sort of area.
Cool.
After that.
And are you still in Cleveland or Ohio? Or?
I'm in New York.
Oh, you're in New York. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm in Astoria as we speak in my car.
Nice.
I had to take the cats to the vet today. So.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've been in New York for a while, and
it's kind of easier to be.
It's
kind of easier to be in the arts and entertainment thing out, on both coasts. I guess you could be in L.A. or New York. It's just easier,
Yeah. Not a service base here, who I tour with and play with.
Nice. How long have you been playing with them for? I saw that you've been playing with them for quite a while, right?
About 4 years.
Cool.
I'm on the last couple records. We're writing a new one right now.
Nice. They are like a really awesome band that doesn't get enough light, I feel like. But then it's weird. Like in '96, they had that one huge smash hit. Popular.
Yes. Yeah, and then they were on Elektra at the time, and they kind of really came into their own with later though with Let Go.
Yeah, exactly. I heard that got a lot of press and great reviews and stuff like that. So I mean, if they would have just quit after Popular, people wouldn't be knowing about them. But that's awesome that they that was kind of just the beginning of their creative burst.
Oh yeah, I mean they had the classic victims of major label control story that you hear, and they didn't have as bad as some others you read about, but
it was a weird summer. The Butthole Surfers had a humongous smash hit at the same 1996 summer. Beck had a huge hit. I mean, there was a lot of huge hits, but then it didn't seem like the label had any interest of fueling like a long-term success with these bands. It was just like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing now? What's the next thing? And now it's ironic because nobody even needs the labels anymore. So.
Right. Well, but it was one of those things where the label banned them, prohibited them from working for a couple of years after that.
Geez, really? Huh.
There's a moratorium on releasing anything, so.
Nice.
But yeah, that kind of doesn't really happen much anymore, so it's great.
Yeah, you're doing your own thing, like is Parade on what label is that on?
That is on 9 Mile Records. That's out of Austin.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing they're not a whole lot of pressure like by the label to conform to what's on rock radio now. I don't even know what's on rock radio now. So.
No, we're trying to get on any radio.
Nice.
No, it's a kind of a free form label. Rick is the guy that runs the label. It's pretty much a one man operation, and he's got a few other artists, and it's nice and free and loose there.
Nice. Yeah, I actually got your contact through Joan LeMay, and it's really a small world because her husband plays drums in this band Kleenex Girl Wonder. Which,
Graham Smith.
Yeah, Graham Smith, which he grew up about 5 minutes away from where I'm recording this now in the Chicago suburbs, and I knew about him when he was like a child prodigy. I go to my first guitar lesson, and the guy's like, yeah, you got to hear this kid from Downers Grove North High School. He's going to be huge. Then I slowly, we kept in contact. He's done my show a few times, and then all of a sudden I'm getting some booking help from this Joan lady, and it happens that her husband plays drums for Kleenex Girl Wonder, but that's a small world thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they've even played Primavera over in Spain.
Nice. Yeah, they're totally they're a great band. They have awesome lyrics, and but yeah, Parade On. I thought it was I think this is going to be an awesome little summer record for you. It's got some like sexy sounds to it. It's got some harder rocking stuff. It's even got a little punk here and there. I think this will be a great one to play live outside. It seems like. You got any fests lined up?
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that before. I think of things as I think it'll make a great driving record.
Sure.
Someone put it on in the car for road trips or it's summery, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And
there's a song about death on there, but that's summery too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's musically summery.
Yeah. And you're opening up for your old friends in Guided by Voices. You got a couple sold out shows with them out on the East Coast, right? At the end of the month.
Yeah. In New York and in Washington D.C. opening up for my old band, and I've done that before actually. A couple years ago, I did a couple New Year's Eve shows opening up for Guided by Voices, and that was a lot of fun. Because we're all friends, and I've known those guys since before I was even a part of the band.
How did you? So was that just a Ohio thing of how you got to meet those guys, or how did you meet Pollard and Company?
It was pretty much an Ohio thing. They got signed to Scat Records in the beginning, and Robert from Scat was from Cleveland, and I had a couple solo things on a compilation he was doing, and he put on this record when we were stuffing the CDs. This is back in 91, 92, and he goes, I said, oh, what's this record? It's pretty good. You put it on. He goes, oh, it's a band from Dayton. I think I'm going to sign them. I said, really? I said, yeah, they're called Guided by Voices. So, okay.
Nice.
And then, so we opened up some shows, both Cobra Verde, which is the post-Death of Samantha band that John Pekovic and I formed, along with Dave Swanson. Opened up some shows, and also I had a band called Gem at the same time that also opened up some shows whenever I got to Cleveland.
Awesome.
And got to know those guys, went on a tour and everything, and Bob eventually called us out to back to kind of be in Guided by Voices.
Yeah, that was awesome for the Mag Earwig record, right?
Yeah, it was about late '96.
That's really cool. So obviously you guys are still friends, and you'll be opening for them up on the East Coast, and they have a new album, Cool Planet, out this week too. This should definitely be an awesome show to catch, sold out. So, but
before that, the weekend before that, the 16th and 15th and 16th, my other old band is opening up. So,
really nice.
So that's Death of Samantha, and we were on Homestead Records in the 80s. Cleveland band, and we're opening up for Guided by Voices in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
That's awesome. Homestead.
So the shows got booked more recently, a little bit, and my solo things got booked with them, but we're doing it. So
that's awesome. And I was just talking on my show about how the 80s were cool because you had all these scenes from different. It was kind of like a fragmented scenes in different cities. Like you said, Homestead. We had Touch and Go in Chicago. We had SST on the West Coast. You had Sub Pop up on the Northwest. Where was Homestead based out of?
Based out of New York City, and Gerard Cosway discovered this. He was the tastemaker even then.
Nice, and obviously went on to do Matador. So.
Yeah. So, influential guy, really.
That's awesome. Was like Homestead Records, they were also home to Sonic Youth for a while, correct?
Yeah, a lot of people kind of came through the ranks at there, even if it was just for one record or two. The Fall was on Homestead for a tiny bit. Sonic Youth had Edmund Rising on Homestead. Dinosaur, the first Dinosaur, before they were called Dinosaur Jr., was on Homestead. A lot of Big Dick Blackfield.
Big Black, you said?
Yeah, Squirrel Big, a little tiny bit. Homestead had something to do with Clean. Had a couple of New Zealand bands, Ian Verlaine and Clean, there for something.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so Homestead, yeah, you did have some Chicago talent, like you said, Naked Ray Gun and stuff like that. But you said, yeah, you said you started your own label for Death of Samantha, huh?
Yeah, there's a label called St. Valentine that was kind of a outlet for Death of Samantha to put out their own stuff, and a couple other local bands put out things through that label as well. But there was no, in those days, there really wasn't a central kind of label that people in Cleveland put stuff out on.
It must have been a really hard time getting your own label off the ground in the 80s. I mean, you have to like know a record presser, you have to know somebody that can do all that, because I mean, before the internet, it was a physical hard copy that you needed to get in the hands of the people or get on the radio stations. And
cassettes were big too.
Yeah.
We would send cassettes out. I mean, if we didn't press up a 7-inch or 12-inch, we'd send out a cassette.
I got you. So that's more doable. Obviously, press up a bunch of cassettes, put them in your car, and travel the land, and give them out to people. So that was a cool thing. Running with Homestead for a while, and then Cobra Verde. Where were you guys on with that? What label?
We were on Scat Records.
Okay, so you were on Scat for that. Okay.
At the time, well, that's the time I was in the band. And then they went on to be on Motel Records and TP Records later.
Cool.
And they're still going. I'm not exactly sure what they're on. And John Pekovic of that band also has a band called Sweet Apple.
Yeah, that album's awesome. Yeah, we've been a big fan of that album too. So that's cool. Yeah, Dave Hill was talking about that, so I listened to that. It's got Robert Pollard on there, Jay Mascis. Interesting stuff. Yeah. So, and everybody still seems like friends in all these bands that you guys all play in, right?
Yeah, I'm going to see John next week at Death of Samantha has 3 shows.
Nice. Oh, awesome. Cool.
In Ohio.
So you got all these different bands and stuff like that. It all seems like I mean, I've read the Guided by Voices book by Jim Greer, where he kind of maps out all the different bands that everybody's in, and it's almost like 100 different musicians all playing in different incarnations of different bands. And it's just really cool. It's a cool, you guys kind of have your own little scene going there. And it's nice to go see old friends and play with your first band that you started with and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a whole Dayton scene as well that was completely removed from Cleveland or Columbus. Cleveland was 3.5 hours away from Dayton.
Gotcha. So they kind of had their own thing going on?
Yeah, they had their own thing happening. In Columbus, that's even a different story. There was a lot of bands from Columbus. Great Plains, I think, was on Homestead. They were the Front Houses band.
Nice.
They were on Homestead. They were from Columbus, Ohio, and he was later from Thomas Jefferson Slave Apartments.
Oh, I got you. Cool.
So yeah, there was a whole, every town had its little scene.
Nice, yeah. And the Dayton scene, I actually, on Record Store Day about 3 weeks ago, I went downtown to Chicago to see and meet Kim and Kelly Deal, which was awesome for me. And it was awesome. They got a little jab in at Satan from Hollywood, if you know what I'm talking about, the singer of the Pixies, maybe. And they would not sign any Pixies records, just Breeders stuff. And but they were totally nice, totally Midwestern, and totally awesome too. They're beautiful girls. I had no idea really, but
they grew up in Dayton.
Yeah, they're right. They're friends with Guided by Voices and all that stuff. And Kim played with them a little bit, right?
Bob and Kim hung out a little bit in the mid 90s, and they sung. They had a duet. They did "Love Hurts" for a movie.
Nice.
Way back then. I didn't really hang out around her very much. When I was in my dad's dead, though, we did a tour
wow, awesome.
Did a U.S. tour, the Bossa Nova tour for them.
That's
that was fun. We played only, we didn't do the whole United States. We did about 8 shows, 9 shows.
cool. What kind of people were they
fun,
to you? Were they nice? Were they nice headliners for you? Were they friendly to you?
Yeah, it was good. Charles was the nicest to us, and he asked us to be on the bill, so
Nice.
it was, we got treated okay. And I think every night I went out to the crowd and watched 90 minutes of the Pixies playing. So
That's awesome. That's really
it
cool.
was great. A lot of fun.
All right, is it cool if we play a song?
Yeah, sure. What are you gonna play?
I was gonna play the title track from the new album, Parade On.
Oh, great choice. Thank you very much.
All right, here's Doug Gillard with the title track from Parade On, out now. All right, we are back with Doug Gillard. Just keep you for a little bit longer if that's cool, if you got the time.
Yeah.
All right, and yes, you got some dates on the West Coast. Is that also with Guided by Voices, or is that just a solo leg for you?
That's just my solo
Nice.
band. And it's this particular lineup is my friend Eric Paparotti on bass. Eric used to be in the band Cat Power, and he also plays in Band Bikino with me.
Oh, cool.
And on drums is going to be Michael Lerner from Telekinesis.
Huh, okay. Cool, so it's...
that'll be tons of fun.
It's going to be a power trio?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's, you know, if I'm playing on the East Coast, that's a different lineup.
Sure.
If I'm on a Midwestern or Texas, my drummer George Duran is usually with me. So.
Cool. And how about this? When you play live as Doug Gillard did the solo group, are you going to be reaching back in the catalog from your other groups, or is it just pretty much stuff from the new album and previous solo stuff?
Well, I have a lot of things in my own catalog now that I need to get into the set, but in the past, I've been known to sometimes do Pop Zeus or I Am a Tree.
Nice. Cool.
Things, I kind of only do things that I help write, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be not a great look to do other stuff from...
Something that I can lay claim to anyway.
Yeah, something that you had a part in.
Just kind of, you know, like, so.
Nice. And you guys are writing a new album with Not a Surf?
Yeah, we're going to be working on that this year and doing a little more touring, summer festivals and
cool.
things.
All right, and yeah, so just touring off the album this summer and writing a new one with Not a Surf. What else? Anything else down the line for you?
Down the line, I'll probably be touring on this record maybe for a couple of years, just because there's pockets of time I need to find to kind of get the tours in, you know.
Sure.
Between all the different projects that are happening.
Do you like hitting the road, or is it a thing of you just want to say hi to the fans in different areas and stuff like that, but the traveling?
I always like hitting the road.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, you get to see all the differences between the towns and the different scenes and stuff like that. It's got to be interesting. Even doing it for 20 years, it probably doesn't get old, right?
Yeah, it depends on the conditions, really.
Gotcha.
If you know, if it's just a van tour, it can get a little tiring.
Sure.
if you know can't get enough sleep or something like that, but
you get cranky.
that's the way it is, you know.
Sure. Yeah, well, that about does it. Just want to congratulate you on the new album. Been playing it here at the house quite a bit. Love pumping that one. As we said, I think it's going to be a great summer album, driving album. You know, outside, listen in the backyard type of record. So.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad. Someone else recently said they had it at a barbecue.
Nice.
And like the other weekend, they kept playing it outside. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's definitely a great album. Keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll see you sometime in Chicagoland on one of the tours and one of your incarnations.
Yeah, he definitely will.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Andy. I really appreciate that. Want to have me on.
Awesome. Sounds good. So, yeah, on behalf of Doug Gillard, this is Andy Dare signing off for the Andy Darer Show.
This episode of The Andy Dare Show is brought to you in part by Uncle Bub's award-winning barbecue in Westmont, Illinois. Family-owned and operated since 1997, Uncle Bub's is the real-deal barbecue. A family-friendly restaurant open 7 days a week. Also, it's a full-service catering company doing weddings, pig roasts, luau's, grill packages, you name it. They have a friendly, helpful staff that will make sure that your party goes off without a hitch. Call them at 630-493-9000. Visit them at 132 South Cass Avenue in Westmont, Illinois, and UncleBubs.com. Hey man, I know you like grilling. I know you like getting those dark grill marks on your burgers, fish, chicken. And I know you don't want to just dry your meat out like you're cooking with a hairdryer. Why not get the Man Grate and click through the AndyDareShow.com's banner so we can keep the lights on here at Honeycomb Hideout Studios in gorgeous Westmont, Illinois. The Man Grate. This episode of The Andy Dare Show is brought to you in part by Record Utopia, a music lover's dream with thousands of vinyl records, musical instruments, and sound gear. They buy, sell, and trade. Give them a call at 630-963-1957. Visit them in Westmont, Illinois at 309 West Ogden Avenue, on the web at recordutopia.com. It's always a good, relaxed atmosphere. Check them out, Record Utopia. Be sure to follow Andy on Twitter, that's at Andy Darer, and like our show on Facebook, that's facebook.com/The Andy Darer Show. Videos at youtube.com/Andrew Martin Darer, and we're on iTunes, just search The Andy Darer Show. Please leave a review. Thanks so much to our wonderful sponsors, Uncle Bub's award-winning barbecue, Record Utopia, The Band Great, and Amazon.com. Theme song courtesy of Rich Banks Music. Thank you so much for checking out The Andy Dare Show. TheAndyDareShow.com.